Hey everybody, good afternoon. I pray everybody is well. So, I'm driving home from work and it's just been on my mind a lot about all these people that are passing away. Just people dying, and it kind of brought up something that my allergies are really acting up already. Like, I know they said we have a little bit more time before spring, but man. Okay, anyway, sorry. But as I was sitting with it, I was just like, God, all these people are passing away. And I remember Priscilla Shire said something a while back, and she said that you really don't need to be worried about your birth date to tell you how old you are. You really need, what's really important is your death date. And that really resonated with me, because if you think about a lot of people that are passing away, they're not all old, right? And when I say old, I mean like that full, I know God only, pretty much says 70 years, but, I mean like 80, 90. They're not like those ages that you would want to hear, you know what I mean, that would feel more comfortable. They're not the ages that we would feel more comfortable hearing about someone passing away. They're those really uncomfortable ages, like 50 and 40, 20, 15, shoot, even some toddlers and some, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people and children that are just passing away. And it really made me think. People think because they're a certain age that they have so much time left, when you really have no idea the day, nor the time, nor the hour. Well, the time and the hour is the same thing, but you know what I mean. You don't know when you're going to pass away. So if you really think about it, if you're 40 years old, let's say, and your death date is 52, that's 12 years left to get it right? That's 12 years left to do what God is calling you to do. That is 12 years left to walk in your purpose, right? And say you're 70 years old, but your death date isn't until you're 103. If you really think about that, who is older and who is younger? If you think it's really the 40-year-old that's older, because they have less time on this earth to do what they're supposed to do, right? So I say all that to say is, I don't know, I say all that to say that God is calling many of his children forth to do what they are called to do. And many of us get that nudging, get that talk, get that idea, get that feeling, however it is that God deals with you, that dream, that vision, however it is. And then you ignoring it, you ignore it thinking that you have time left. When in all actuality, you have no idea how much time you have. Absolutely no idea how much time you have left. So I'm not saying this to be a damper or a Debbie Downer or nothing like that. I'm saying this to encourage you and myself as well. You have a job to do. Everybody that was created by God was created for purpose, with purpose, for something. You were created for something. Now it's time to know what that something is and to walk in it. And to not be afraid. Like I said here, it's unapologetically in purpose, on purpose. When you're in purpose, on purpose, that means you're going to do purposely what God has called you to do each and every day. And you're going to be your name on purpose because he has called you by name. He created you. So he wants you to be whoever you are on purpose, whoever you are in him on purpose. And you have to be unapologetic about that. So like I said, I'm not trying to down nobody, but what I am trying to do is encourage you to know that you have to step in whatever it is he's calling you to do. And don't be afraid. Now, that's easier said than done, because, when God starts calling you to do some stuff, some things are a little like, all right, Lord, I don't know what this is, but you do. But at the same time, I'd rather be with him than without. I'd rather know that I'm walking in the purpose that he has for me than not. I'm going to post something in a little bit that someone else posted, and I'm going to try to give him credit for it too. But it was so profound, that the way that God is calling you does not always look like roses. Sometimes the way that God is calling you to walk and to go, it looks scary as, and I'm sorry to say, hell. It looks scary. The stuff don't look fun at all. It requires you to get lower carnally or fleshly, and it requires you to get higher, come higher spiritually. It may not feel good, but it ultimately works out for you in the end, and works for his glory in the end. But you have to be willing to take that step. It may not look like you want it to look as you're walking in it, but as you take steps and as you go where he's calling you to go, he'll make it make sense, and he'll help you put out the fires, or give you strategies to put out the fires, or whatever the case it is, however it's looking for you on the other side. But just because a way looks appeasing, just because a way looks attractive, does not necessarily mean that is the way that God is calling you to go. So do it afraid. I'm telling you now, like, tomorrow's not promised for anyone. You don't know the day nor the time that you will be called home. I don't care if you're 15 years old. I don't care if you're 75 years old. You don't know. Whether you're old and you're saying, oh, I ain't got that much time left. You never know how much time you got left. And even if you're young and you're saying, oh, I got time, you don't know how much time you got left. So I encourage you to seek the Father, seek his face today, and see where it is that he wants you to go and where he wants you to be, because that is where you need to be. It's time out for trying to be comfortable. It's time out for trying to just stay settled in this little safe box. What God wants to do in your life requires you to step out. Right? Okay, I don't even know where I'm looking. But anyway, alrighty. Have a good day. I pray everyone has a good night, morning, whatever. And I pray you either begin or continue to be unapologetically in purpose on purpose. Bye.